How are you?
Great, how are you? Hello.
Quick comment on the race.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It was awesome. This pre for me is like hit or miss always because it's at the time of the season where we're just willing to train through it, show up to get the race experience, and sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's still a great experience no matter what. Sometimes something's up and you just race anyways. Last year I showed up and I just had like my hip kind of like come out and I was like, I still need to show up pre and race, and I just like love being here no matter what happens. So for me tonight was great. It was gonna be a little cold, a little bit windy, so the race is gonna be a little different, like in terms of just feeling it out, not really going for a really quick time.
Was the first 400 a little too hot?
No, it felt great. You know how I run. I run off a feel. I never look at the clock. So whatever the end result is, it is. There's nothing, I'm not going for a 400 time. The pacer did her job, and I was gonna run with the pacer if I felt like it, and I was gonna run Alysia's race if I felt like that. Like, either way, it is my race. So, she did great. I think that she was a phenomenal rabbit. A lot of people trust her, just do whatever. You know she's going for a certain pace, and you don't have to do it if you're not ready to. So it never matters what the rabbit does. To me, I always like never wanted a rabbit beforehand because I was like, you want to push on them or whatever. But then I learned to be like, okay, there's always gonna be a rabbit. Just treat it like someone else in the race. So I feel like with an experienced runner, you don't really worry about what the rabbit's doing. So.
Good job and thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, so when you're 5 weeks out from the trials and you do have a kind of a spotty history here, so what did you want to get out of tonight?
I mean, I wouldn't say I have a spotty history here. I have experience here.
Sure.
This is what makes you a seasoned athlete. You don't always have to have a race where it's like this amazing 157 performance.
Sure.
Like, experience is experience. So, like, conditions are experience. Racing when you're not like 100% perfect, that's experience. And all of it is valuable. I think that's what my coach and I talk about all the time. Every experience is valuable.
Yeah.
It depends on like how you place it in your mind. So everybody else can say whatever they want about your experience, but they're not experiencing it the way you're experiencing it. They're experiencing it from an outside view. So for me, it's always something to be learned when I show up here, and especially the time of the year that it is for me.
So sensing how you react while you're training through something.
Yeah, exactly. I always get confidence from it, whether it is a 203 performance, like it was last year, and I'm 9 months postpartum, and still was like, cool, like, okay, I could be a little bit like imperfect, and 203 isn't a horrible time. What would that be at trials? Oh, it'd be something where it'd be like the first round, you get to like work it out, whatever. It just happened to happen last year, a few days before I was coming to pre. I could have chose to just drop out of pre, but I felt like this crowd has always been so nice to me, regardless of what I finish, that I'm not afraid to show up. And that's part of the experience too, not being afraid of the imperfect. And I learned a lot from those sort of situations, and I'm human. I don't like really the word fearless, because fearless is like lack of fear, but I think it's more about being a fear conqueror. So